Hi and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Now you might remember a few years ago I made a Nutella twisted Christmas tree bread. Well, I've got a special treat for you today. We're going to make something that's just as delicious but a lot simpler to make. Now I'll let you into a little secret. I'm going to make my dough here today, and if you don't want to, pop down the supermarket and you can get a pizza dough of your choice that's frozen. It will work just as well, but if you want to start from scratch, let me show you how to make your own dough. Now to start with our dough, we're just going to take 450 grams, that's about a pound of strong bread flour. Now you could do this with all-purpose flour, but I think bread flour works better. I'll give that a little shake down. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of instant yeast into this. Now away from the yeast, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, add in 1 cup of warm water, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and then just get a fork in here and we'll start to bring this dough together. As your dough starts to draw together, I'm going to get my hands in there now and just pull this dough into a nice neat ball. Now in different parts of the world you will get different humidity, so you might have to adjust the water, but just a tiny amount at a time. But if it starts to come together and away from the side of the bowl like this, it's a little bit sticky, then your dough is perfect. We're going to bring it out onto our work counter and just stretch the dough out, fold it back, turn it, and keep stretching it and kneading it like this for about 10 minutes. And you'll see at the moment the dough is quite grainy. Now you can see just how beautiful and silky that dough has started to become. If I pull this up now, we should have a beautiful elastic dough. You should be able to push your finger in and it spring back like that. Just 10 minutes to make. Like I say, if you want, buy shop bought pizza dough, but for 50 cents and a little bit of work, it's worth making your own. Just put a little bit of olive oil into your bowl, take your dough, and we're just going to coat it over with the oil, and then we're just going to cover this over. Now just make sure you've got a nice tight seal and pop your dough in a warm area until it's doubled in size. Now, whilst our bread is proving, we're going to take our Nutella, take out a little teaspoon, and we're going to pop those little Nutella balls onto some baking parchment. And I'm going to make about 23 of these little Nutella balls and a few extra ones just in case I lose any. And I'm going to pop them in the freezer to firm up while our dough proves. Now the dough has risen beautifully. Got lots of beautiful air in there. I'm just going to knock it down. And what we need to do now is take this dough and divide it up into 23 even pieces. Now it's a lot easier if you've got scales and you weigh this out. Now when we've got the little balls of dough like this, what I want you to do is take them and just start to pad them out like a little pizza. And then I've got one of my little blocks of frozen Nutella. I'm just going to pop that in the center and just ease the dough around the Nutella like that and pinch it up into a little ball. And we want to shape this up, get a little tension on the underside like that. And then on a baking sheet, I'm just going to lay these out. I'm going to go 6 along and then up to a point. Now I'm going to use the last 2 to make a little tree trunk. Now I like to pop a plastic bag over these just to trap in some of the moisture. And then we want to leave these to prove for about 30 minutes so they puff up nicely. They won't double in size, but they will get quite a bit bigger. Now you see they've risen beautifully there. They've started to join together. Before I pop these into the oven, and I've heated my oven to 200 degrees Celsius, that's 400 Fahrenheit, I just want to brush a little bit of milk over the top of these. Now you really don't have to bake these for long, just 10 to 15 minutes, and we're looking for color. We're looking for a golden brown. Now just take a look at these. They look absolutely gorgeous. They've plumped up, they've risen beautifully. Whilst the buns are still hot, I've got some brown sugar here in a bowl, a little bit of hot water from a kettle. So I just want to paint that sugar solution over the warm dough. We'll let our Christmas tree pull apart bread just completely cool down. One last little decoration and then we'll give this a try. Now it seems almost a shame to pull this thing apart and start eating. It looks gorgeous. I've taken some photographs, but come in here and take a look. I'm going to take a bit here off the trunk. Let's just pull that apart. absolutely gorgeous. Let's give this a try. Oh man. What can I say but a Merry Christmas to you all. If you decide to make this, send me some pictures across on social media at Steve's Kitchen. Be good, have a great time, and I will see you after Christmas. Take care.